everybody, I hope you had a blessed and wonderful Christmas this week. Just yesterday we were finished and it's already time to look ahead to New Year's Eve. And many of us have already started packing up. I've had to pack, as you can see, everything's behind me is pretty much empty back there. We're moving on New Year's Eve. So I wanted to go ahead and do a video today. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it for next week. I'm going to try. So today's video, I want to address how you do with packing up your year behind you. A lot of us are thinking as we pack these things away and we clean up from Christmas about things that have gone by in the months past. And some of those memories are good and some of them aren't. Some of us really hate because our year has been difficult to look back on that year. Other people look back wistfully and wish they didn't have to let it go. However, the way we look back at the year behind us and what we do with that self-assessment can determine how successful our 2019 will actually be. So insight into the past helps us move forward, much in the way that that rear view mirror keeps us safe on the road. So making sure we take that glance back to look at things is important. So what are some areas that we really need to look at and do so in a healthy and productive way? Well, first we want to look back at our spirituality. How have we grown, connected with other people spiritually? How have we learned in our faith walk? Have we grown by learning more about our faith and how to implement our faith? If there are areas where you have not connected well, where you have not learned as much as you could have, or you would like to learn more about, if there are places where you could use some growth, some discipleship, those are some things to take note of now so that you can set your goals when it comes to the new year next week. It's not a bad thing to go back and see what you have missed, because that helps you move forward and be successful in the coming year spiritually. And if you put that first, then you're able to have all of the power and the energy behind you to do the other things that you need to do in other areas of your life for the coming year. For example, relationships. Have you been dependable? Have you been available to the people around you? Have you given your best to your family, your significant other, your good friends? And if not, how could you do better at that this coming year? What are some ways that you can do better at managing your emotions before you go into a conversation with somebody, for example? How could you be more physically and emotionally present with other people in the coming year? Those are some things to look at, because you can make your next year the year you become your best you. And part of that is how to be the best you are in relationships. Now, you may have some relationships which have been toxic and poisonous to you, and you're perplexed at how to handle those, and you've already given your best and your all and everything, and it's sucking you dry. So those are some places where you need to say, have I set appropriate boundaries, which benefit the other person sometimes too, as much as it benefits you, because that other person isn't growing if they're overstepping their bounds. So learning to set some healthy boundaries that benefit you and everyone involved. Learning to do that in the coming year may be a goal that you need to set. What about your career? Have you been productive? Have you managed your time well? If not, look at how can I make those next steps. Is there a training that I could do? Could I do some better work with time management? Maybe get a life coach or get a book on time management and work on that for the goals that I'm setting for my coming year, so that I know that I can do those things because I'm laying them out with my goals. What isn't written down, what isn't set as a goal, is not going to get done. You can kind of give that vague, yeah, I'll try to do better next year, but it probably won't happen if you don't set a realistic, smart goal for yourself in your work. So look at that, look at how you've done, and look at where you want to go. Where do you want to be in your career by the end of 2019, by the end of 2025, and how can you make those steps forward to get you where you want to be? And organization can be part of that too. Sometimes just having your office space organized, having your lifestyle organized at home, having your calendars organized can help you become more productive in your career and be more available in your relationships too, if you know what you're doing every moment of every day. So be better at planning your lifestyle. Look at maybe some bullet journals. I have plans to interview somebody who's just written a healthy living journal. So that's very much like a bullet journal as well. What about health? Speaking of health, have you taken care of yourself this year? Have you gotten the needed rest and sleep that you should have gotten? Have you taken care of your nutrition? Now, I'm not going to say diet because a lot of people do diets, and the first three letters of diet are, yeah, we all know that one. But taking care of nutrition, feeding your body with the right kind of energy that's going to get you where you need to go in your relationships, in your work, and in all the things that you're doing is the way to look at your nutrition, how you fuel your body, how you build yourself to be energetic and feel good emotionally and physically. So taking care of your nutrition and your exercise and stretching that you need to do, your relaxation, time away is important. We all need to reboot. Look at your health that you've done this year and what kind of places do you want to be at the end of the next year? Where do you want to go? So there are some other areas maybe you would look at for your planning for next year. But in all of those areas, as you look back, look at not shaming yourself or blaming yourself for not making it where you want it to be. But look at how you can use that information to help you do better next year and help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve and be where you want to be. This time next year, you'll be able to look back and say, I have done what I set out to do this year, and I can move forward with confidence. So let's set those goals in a productive, healthy way and be good to ourselves in the coming year. I look forward to reading your comments and to seeing you visiting my blog online at tinayeager.com. And I look forward to seeing you next week in 2019. Have a blessed and marvelous afternoon. Bye-bye.